When did the fire start? Sunday?
The fire started Sunday, I believe, and I remember because I went out there, and it started off as an awesome trip. We, one of my mentors, he ended up getting a private plane to get to go to California. We went out there I was doing a charity event pretty much. You have the likes of Barry Bonds, Jerry Rice. I mean, big time celebrities, some of the greatest celebrities, athletes of all time that I'm not even familiar with their names. But if you look at their, the statistics, it's these dudes are just recognized for the accredited sport that they do. And everything was good. We went to the function that night. Barry Bonds was there. A lot of these guys, and it was just a small, secluded group. And I remember just going back to the hotel that night. I got back to the hotel maybe about 11 o'clock because the next day at 7 a.m. I had to wake up, and by 7:45 I had to be in the lobby to do this charity event. And I remember by the time 11:30 hit, I remember right before I was going to see them, I saw like the flickering of lights, and it was weird. It was weird because I know how many times you kind of see like the flickering of lights in my hotel room. And I'm just thinking to myself, God, that's weird. But it was just like a 2-3 second thing, They didn't think anything of it. And fell asleep. I was watching some wrestling, and then I fell asleep. And then at 2 o'clock, the alarm sound inside the hotel. And the alarm sounds, and I look outside my room. Nothing's going on. I look outside my bedroom window, and nothing's going on. Like there's cars there. There's nobody's moving. It's like, okay, there's probably a malfunction. I go back to sleep, and the alarm stopped. The alarm stopped sounding, and I go back to sleep. And by the time 4:30 hit, I was literally woken up by smoke. Like this time, I woke up not because of the sirens or the hotel alarm, but I woke up because I couldn't breathe. And I had a couple of glasses of wine that night, and so I was dead asleep. And I rarely ever drink wine. And I woke up this time just coughing. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I go over, kind of coughing, just thinking like, man, I don't know what's going on. I'll go to turn on the lights inside my room, and the whole lights is shut off. Like I'm literally flicking the light switch up and down, just like, man, what's going on? And when I sleep very dark, man. I don't like having light. I don't like having anything. So like the light of the TV will keep me awake, man. I'm like, I have to just have pure darkness. So my room was pure darkness. But by the time I go over and I open my curtain and I look outside the window, I mean, I see more than half the hotel like on fire. Like
wow.
Half the hotel, like more than I was probably about six rooms down before I literally got attacked by the fire. And half the hotel. When I'm talking about fire area, I'm talking about like fire coming out the windows, like flame. Like it's not just like patches. I'm talking about like the whole thing is on fire. And I just remember I started sweating that because it was hot, man. It was more of the smoke that woke me up. And at that time, that night, I just slept with my towel on. I slept with my towel because I took a shower and I just happened to crash out. So I threw my towel off, and now at this time I'm naked. And to keep in mind, man, like my room is dark. I cannot see anything. I cannot grab anything. The only thing I was able to do, I remember the night before, I kind of left my slacks from the night before on the ironing board. So I grab that, boom, and I happened to bump into my phone. And I was actually charging my friend's phone at that time. And when I did that, I bumped into my phone too. So I was only able to grab the phone the phone that was charging. I knew it was right next to me, and then my phone happened to bump into it. So what I did is I was trying to look for my shoes, but at this time I couldn't breathe. Like I was literally just out of breath, and I was like, man, I had to just just think fast, man. So as soon as I put my slacks on, as soon as I grabbed the phones, I opened the window. This was a two-story hotel, so it was an older hotel, and it was a two-story hotel, and I remember just looking out the window, and in front of me was like 3, 4, there was about 5 houses, and they were all completely on fire. The only thing that was pretty much left standing was a chimney. Like that's it, like just the outline of the chimneys. I saw a car next to me that somehow I don't know. They probably just left it behind. That was on fire. I saw. It was just pretty much. It was pretty much lava, man. Like literally, the only way I could describe it is just lava on the floor. I felt like I was inside of a sauna. So at this time, when I saw everything, man, I just had to jump. And I knew there was fire everywhere. Like there's fire everywhere. So when I jumped, I happened to fall on a branch that was full of fire, which the whole floor was on fire. The whole ground was on fire. But that was the only place that I could jump. So I knew I was going to get burned, like regardless of what I was doing. But at this time, I didn't mind getting burned as long as I was able to breathe. So I jumped out of this 2-story hotel and I jumped on I fall on that branch, and my right foot's on fire. My right foot's on fire. Yeah, my right foot's on fire. And I literally had to put out my foot wherever I found like a clear, a clear patch where there was no fire, and I had to literally put it out with my foot. So a lot of like the top of my foot, like all my hairs are gone, and the bottom, as you saw when I sent pictures, it was all full of blisters, man. So keep in mind, at this time, it's pretty chilly in California. I'm walking, I'm looking at mansions, I'm looking at these mansions, these big California houses on fire, cars on fire. And I just slowly started walking up. So it was just me. There was nobody, Ariel. It was just me. Like I was deserted. Like I didn't see one human being. I didn't see nobody, not one cat, not one dog, like nothing. It was just me and me just hearing the sound of fire, like the sound of flame just, man, I was scared, man. I thought I felt adrenaline, fighting, you feel adrenaline. This is something that I've never felt before. I was just kind of in survival mode. Like this is, man, I'm a fighter. I'm a wrestler. The only thing I know how to do is survive. And I remember thinking in my mind, like, this is a horrible way to die, man. This is I don't deserve to die like this. Maybe I deserve to die, but not like this. It was.
Are you naked at this point?
I remember walking. No. I had my slacks on, so I was only able to get my slacks on. Commando. I had nothing on. I started walking up, and once I saw this big giant building on fire, like completely, like it was halfway done, I slowly started going uphill. And as I go uphill, I'm just thinking to myself, God, Lee, I even forgot I had my phones on me, because I'm kind of like, it's like when you go through these situations, like you're scared, but at the same time it gives you this push, this courage that, you know what, man, I'm a fighter. You know what, I'm a wrestler, man. I've been through some of these situations before. And when I went up the hill and I saw that big building on fire, because I was just looking, like, man, I have to get a bird's eye view. I saw a cop. I saw a cop car in the middle of the freeway, the middle of the freeway. And then keep in mind, there's no cars, man, on the freeway. It's like deserted, man. It's like that movie. It's like that movie with Will Smith. I forget the name of it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Legend.
I Am Legend.
It felt like that. It felt like that, but
Armageddon.
Worse, because everything was on fire.
Yeah.
Armageddon, yeah. And I remember looking, I was up on the hill, and I remember I saw a cop car. As I called my friend, and he was telling me, Henry, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, are you guys okay? He's like, yeah. He's like, where are you at? I was like, I couldn't speak, man. But once I saw the cop car, I slowly was like, hey, man, I'll call you back, dude. I'll call you back. I see a cop. But to get to this cop car, I'm in the middle of the freeway. I have to jump a few fences. So here I am. I'm running now, barefooted, no shirt, just slacks, commando, and I'm running, man. I'm running towards this cop car in the middle of the freeway. It was probably about maybe about a quarter of a mile to where I had to go to. But keep in mind, man, there's fire everywhere, man. So on my way, as I was running, I was getting burnt throughout my foot.
Oh my
God! And I remember jumping the first fence, and I started running, because I was running like crazy. And I was like, damn, this brush fire is no joke. And I jumped the second fence. And then as I jumped the third fence was like a very flimsy fence. It was like maybe about 8 to 9 feet tall, but it was flimsy. It's like, I don't care if it was 50 foot tall, as long as it's like, stable. So here I am, no shirt, with my slacks. I jump over this 8 to 9 foot fence, and it's flimsy. And as I'm jumping over this fence, like the edge of the fence snags my slacks. So as I jump off, it grabs part of my butt. It cuts into my butt and rips half my slacks off.
What?
So here I am in the middle of the freeway.
Oh my God.
And to top it off, the cop car leaves. So I jump all these 3 fences.
Oh my gosh.
I jump all these fences and the cop leaves and I'm in the middle of the free. I'm just like, damn, dude. I'm like, pretty much with just one side of my pants, just one pant leg.
Oh my God, this is nuts. This is the craziest story ever. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and then I'm just like praying to God, just like, God, just protect me, man. Like, I don't want to die like this, man. I'd rather die somewhere else, man. Maybe there's something else. I don't deserve this, man. I really don't. And next you know it, like I see this big, giant, massive vehicle coming towards me. I'm in the middle of the damn freeway, a 5-6 lane freeway. And I start, flaring down. I'm kind of waving my hands in the middle of the freeway. And I get picked up by, happened to be a fire truck. And they're just like, man, you are one lucky guy, man. You are one lucky guy. And they pretty much, they picked me up. They put me in the fire truck. And, I'm over here asking me questions. And as they see me, I'm freaking burnt. I'm not burnt, but I'm like black. My hair smells like smoke. I have, I kind of have ash on my face. And, they pick me up and they take me to a freeway. I'm sorry, they take me to the safety, which is about 15 minutes out from where the hotel was. So where it was like safe clearing. And they dropped me off there. They gave me a fireman's shirt and that was it. That was it, Ariel. I mean, I left behind I had my gold medal with me, which I left behind. I had my Olympic ring that I left behind, the belt that my billionaire friend of mine, his name is Mike Novogratz, he gave me this gold and silver belt. It was very sentimental to me because it was right after the Olympics, and it was made by one of like the best sculptors in America, Clint Orman. I left that behind. I left everything behind, but I wasn't even thinking about that, Ariel. Like I was just like, man, I just dodged a bullet, man. I just, wow. Somebody. It's like somebody had a. It's like somebody like I literally like talk about 9 lives, and I feel like I was like, it was just surreal, Ariel, because I'm just happy to be alive, man. Like this isn't, people are like, man, aren't you sad? I'm just like, man, I'm happy, man. I kissed the floor when I got back, and
are you a little shaken up? Are you still a little shaken up?
Oh, I was shaken up by it for sure, man. Like, and I was telling Captain Eric, I was telling him yesterday. I was walking down the streets of, because I'm in Natal, Brazil, and what they do is they carry like these like barbecue grills on them, and the barbecue grills is the smell of smoke. So as I was walking the beach without the shirt off, I smelled the smell, the smell of smoke, and I got in my fight stance right away.
Wow.
And my friend's like, whoa. I was like, what's wrong? I was like, oh man, I kind of calmed down and explained to him, just like, dude, that smell of wood is crazy to me right now, man. Like it's like I don't like it. I don't like it, But wow. With my sense of humor, I'm able to kind of laugh about it afterwards. Just like, whoa, I don't like it, but at the same time, it's kind of funny to me at the end. So I'm able to smile, Ariel. I'm able to see my family again. And it's crazy because I've had like an instance where I almost drowned in Brazil like 10 years ago, like even before, like this was right before the Olympics, 2006. And I remember thinking of my family as I was drowning during, getting caught in the undercurrent, the waves. This situation was very kind of selfish. I just thought about myself because fire is just different, man. It's different than water. It's like you just think, I don't want to suffer like this, man. I don't want to burn to death.
Wow.
So there's been 2 occasions where I kind of dodged a missile. And I didn't want to say a bullet, and that's my story, man. That's pretty much it. I haven't talked to much people about it, Ariel, because I figured the MMA Hour, Ariel Helwani is the guy to deliver it. But this is pretty much like my first interview that I'm doing that you guys are going to kind of display it to the world.
Wow. Well, I'm really happy to hear that you're okay. Why did they report, by the way, that you had broken your ankle in the San Francisco Chronicle? Where'd they come up with that?
I have no idea. I think the people that were hosting the charity event. Okay. I was limping. So when I fell, it was a 2-story building, and I had to fall on the ground. I was limping, but it was more the limping that from the burns. It did hurt, Ariel.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So it was more because of the burns and they weren't sure. I just said, hey, man, there's something wrong with my right ankle. And that's the one that I had surgery on, too. And,
oh, man.
luckily I'm okay, man. I've been training good. I'm just, I'm motivated by all this, Ariel. Like I feel bad. 40 people have died so far, and there's probably more. There's 200 people missing, and 40 people have died so far. And people are crazy, man. I can see why there's so many deaths, because everybody doesn't believe it could happen to them. And I used to be one of those guys. I used to be one of those guys. You know what? We can just ride this wave. We can just ride it out, and that's it, man. Good luck doing that, man. Fire's no joke, man. It'll creep up on you. You may be the next victim. And like I said, I did a report with ESPN. It's like, man, I'm fighting for the people of Santa Rosa, man. Like they're my motivation. I've become more compassionate to a lot of these natural disasters that happened in Hurricane Katrina and in Houston and things like that. Because, man, Hurricane Harvey. Because, man, you never know until it happens to you, man. So I'm fighting for them, man. And like I told ESPN, was like my plan is to win that bonus, man, at UFC 218. If it's fight of the night, performance of the night, whatever it may be, but I'm gonna donate $50,000 to them, man.
Well
to
done.
The cause, and that's it, man. So many people have died. Like being able to be alive and speak to you, Ariel, you have no idea how good that feels to do that.
Oh,
you have
man.
no idea how good it feels to shake people's hands, man. To hug somebody, to call your mom. To see your brothers, man. And my family was super, super sad, man. Like, they were just sad. Just like, man, we almost lost our brother.
All those people that were there, like the celebrities, the people that were there for that event, were they okay too? Were they able to get out at the hotel?
Yeah, they were actually evacuated, and they actually came to our hotel from what I've heard. I was at the Fountain Grove in Santa Rosa, and they came to our hotel for safety. And then next they have to clear out of that. So what happened, Ariel, at 2:30 p.m., everybody was gone out of the hotel. I was literally the last person to leave. And when I woke up at 4:30 a.m.
Oh, my God.
4:30 when everybody left at 2:30. Yeah, nobody called me. Nobody knocked on my door. It was when I'm talking about like deserted, how I felt deserted, I was like literally deserted. And I know the person that I went with, my mentor. He was ripping up the lobby. He was doing everything he could, and he was actually kicked out by the firemen and by the cops. They said, "You guys have to evacuate, man." It says whoever's here is either out the window or there's nothing we could do.
Oh my God!
So I stayed there an additional 2 hours when everybody was evacuated. You know, so it's it's serious, Ariel. But I think if God had to pick somebody to go through that in that place, it would be me. Because I'm here to tell a story, man, and I don't think your normal, your average Joe would have got out from there. And the reason people ask me is like, Henry, why did you jump out of the window? I'm just like, dude, if I would have gone through the lobby, half the lobby, the exit to the lobby, and from what I remember, was on fire. So if I was to go out of the lobby, so if I was to go out my room into the hall, and when you don't think, if I would have locked myself out, I would have been toasted, man. Like toasted. Like there's no way of getting out of this, man.
How's your foot now? Like, does it hurt when you're training, or like, is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay, man. It's okay. I typically train with shoes too, so I've been training with my wrestling shoes. Everything is good, man. Like I said, it's just I'm just motivated by it, man. I have blisters and whatnot. As I sent you the pictures, Ariel, I have blisters on my foot. But a lot of that stuff has healed, man. Like, if anything, man, I'm just more compassionate about the people that have lost everything, man, loved ones, man. Like, I've heard stories where there was a family that my mentor, Dave Zowan, he told me, he said, there's a family of 4. And he said, like, they 3 of them had escaped, like, the fires, and they all kind of scattered, and they all ran. And 3 of them made it. And the one that freaking was left behind pretty much burned to death.
Oh, man.
You have stories like that, man. Like, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart knowing that, God, that could have been me, man. That could have been my mom mourning. That could have been my brothers picking up my ash, my sisters having to bury me,
Gosh, that is horrendous. Yeah, and really, thinking of everyone, I mean, it just seems like every week there's another horrific natural disaster happening, and hopefully we don't forget about the people in Northern California, because the pictures that we've seen, I mean, it literally looks like it's all gray. It's all gray. The pictures are just they're shocking. They really are, and heartbreaking at the same time.
Oh,
And by the way, Henry, I know it's just a possession, but it does mean something to you, the gold medal. Will you get it replaced? Will they give you a new one? How does that work?
Yeah, they're gonna try to find it through the ashes, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call the president. I'm gonna call the CEO of the Olympic Committee. He's a good friend of mine, Scott Blackman, and I'm gonna ask for a replacement. And I'm so happy to be an American. Like I'm a very patriotic American, and I know they'll take care of me. I haven't asked yet, but I know they'll take care of me.
Are you staying in Natal until the fight on December 2nd?
No, I'm actually gonna be here for I'm gonna be here for another week to 2 weeks, and I'm gonna head back and finish my camp at Fight Ready in Arizona.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear you're okay, Henry. When I first saw that report about the broken ankle, I mean, it was I really felt for you, and so happy to hear that didn't happen, and that you survived. I mean, wow, what heart, what resolve. What determination? You literally survived a wildfire with nothing but half a pan of leg on. It's insane. What a story. This is like as straight out of a movie. You're a superhero, my friend.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, no, I really do feel like I could, it's like, man, so many stuff that's happened in the area. I feel like that would be a book of its own.
Yeah.
Like I really do. I can, and I'm able to elaborate because I just remembered it. I got a taste of hell, man. I got a taste of what the inferno feels like. I thought I'd been in a sauna. I've never been in a sauna that's, about 300 degrees, and then hearing the flame. It's scary, man. It's scary.
Well, well done. Thankfully you're okay. So glad to hear that. And I'm happy to hear that the foot is going to be okay as well, and that you're going to remain on that card, and that none of your loved ones were injured, or anyone surrounding you was affected by this. And again, our hearts go out to everyone who has been affected in Northern California. Appreciate you coming on, Henry. I know you had to rush after practice, so thank you very much, and best of luck in training. And I'm sure I'll talk to you before the fight on December 2nd. Can't wait for that one against Sergio Pettis.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Hope you guys can tune in, man. I'm ready, man. Like I said, this is like people from Santa Rosa. That's my motivation, man. I'm gonna go out there and put on the show, man. I know, and I know Sergio wants to do the same thing, man. So we give you guys a good fight, man.
Number one contender fight.
Love your, love your loved ones, man. At the end of the day, man, these gold medals, these UFC belts, nothing compares to having family, man. Nothing compares to giving love and being loved, man. So that's it, man. I appreciate it, Ariel. You're the man, dude. I don't care what Captain Eric says about you. You're the man.
Thank you to you and Eric, and we'll see you soon. So glad to hear you're okay, Henry.
All right, Ariel. You have a good one.
All right. Same to you. Everybody. There he is, Henry Cejudo. He survived the inferno. Wow, what a quote. Unbelievable.